I love grandkids. Pam and I actually have 6 of them, and we'd have 6 more if we could convince our 3 kids to have more babies. I don't think that's going to happen. But in the meantime, we love the ones we've got. You won't be able to really see this too clearly, but this is Ian, Tyler, Matthew, Eden, and William. That was taken a couple of years ago. And then just last December, our oldest son and his wife presented us with Maya Agrawal McClain. We love him to death. Now, if you're not a grandparent, you won't get what I'm about to say. And if you are, you won't need an explanation. If we had known that grandkids were going to be so great, we would have had them first. Well, I mentioned Ian being the oldest. He's 11 years old now and just started middle school, but when he was about 5 or 6, his parents, our daughter and son-in-law, were missionaries with the Mission Society in Mexico. And one evening, as Heather was putting Ian to bed and kind of having that evening mom-son talk and getting ready to say his prayers with him, Ian asked her this question. He said, "Mommy, when do you become a missionary? Is it when you ask Jesus into your heart?" Well, Ian was onto something really important there, whether he knew it or not. Because the simple fact is that the moment a person accepts Jesus into her heart, the moment she comes into that sort of game-changing, life-transforming relationship with the living God through faith in Jesus, she immediately has both the privilege and the responsibility of helping other people come into that same relationship. I'm struck by the fact that the Apostle Paul wrote about exactly that in his second letter to the church at Corinth. Listen to what he said beginning in verse 17 of 2 Corinthians 5. "Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. The old has gone, the new has come. All this is from God, who reconciled us to himself through Christ and gave us the ministry of reconciliation, that God was reconciling the world to himself in Christ, not counting men's sins against them. And he has committed to us the message of reconciliation. We are therefore Christ's ambassadors, as though God were making his appeal through us. We implore you on Christ's behalf, be reconciled to God." Well, what an amazing passage. Verse 17, probably a lot of you have memorized. If anyone's in Christ, he's a new creation. The old has passed away, everything has become new. That's the beginning of new life in Christ. Immediately after saying that, Paul in verse 18 describes how that came about. He said it happened because God was reconciling us to himself through Christ. And as soon as he mentions our being reconciled to God through Christ, he said God then has given to us the ministry of reconciliation. I'm not sure I would have done that if I were God. I don't think I would have given to me such an important ministry, but that's exactly what God has done. The moment we come to faith in Jesus, the moment we're reconciled to God, God gives us the ministry of reconciliation. If that's not enough, in the next verse, Paul said that God has committed into our hands the very message of reconciliation. And lest we miss the point, in the next verse he said, here's what it really means. It means that we are Christ's ambassadors. We've been sent with his mission, and we've been sent with his message to the world. We're Christ's ambassadors. God is making his appeal to the world through us. Well, there you have it. We're missionaries. We're people who've been sent by Christ with a mission and with a message. And when did we become that? Ian had it right. The moment we gave our lives to Jesus. We're either a missionary or we're a mission field.